Okay, so research design is a blueprint. Okay, it is a blueprint of conducting the study that maximize the control over the factors that could interfere with the validity of the findings. So it is a blueprint in the sense what you know that even for housing or hospital or any other buildings they are making a blueprint, that is a building plan. So same thing only, so depends upon our study how we are making the blueprint. Okay, this is how I am going to do, this is the what, so when you are touching this then you can reach here. So like that it is it's coming under the research approach and design. So we are calling as a research design is a blueprint of conducting the study that maximize control over the factors. Okay, control over the factors. Then next one is a quantitative research design. Quantitative is, and two types of designs are there. One is a qualitative and the quantitative. Quantitative is nothing, that is it is a short term study. It is a short term study, and what we are doing, and within a 6 months, within maximum is 1 year and minimum is 1 month. Okay, 40 days we can consider. Okay, so we within days, that is we are conducting the study and we are finding the evaluation, and our study is approachable and our study is suitable for the community. So we are proving that. So that is we are calling as a quantitative study. It is the investigation of phenomena that lend themselves to precise measurement and quantitative way only we are proving. Okay, then often involving the rigorous or controlled design, that is we will study later. Okay, so now this is what do you mean by quantitative? Quantitative study is nothing, that is within a short term of period we are conducting the study and we are proving that which is usable for the community, which is applicable for the community. Okay, then next one is a qualitative. Qualitative study is nothing, that is what if they are doing, like researchers, geographical people and all, what they are doing for digging the mud, like how depth it is going, what are all the things they are seeing, and what are all the minerals they are seeing, what are all the, it is a qualitative, is a long study. It is not like a 1 year study. It is coming around minimum is 10 years. Okay, they will find out this one and they will go for the sky. So what are all the things are there, how to, so many members they went to moon for finding out what are all the things are there and how the human being, whether they can live or not. So these are all the projects we are calling as a qualitative study. So qualitative means how the people, that is it is applicable to the reality, that is reality in the sense they are finding new things. Okay, that is we are calling as a qualitative study. The qualitative study is nothing, that is the phenomena typically in the depth of the holistic fashion through the collection of rich narrative material using the flexible research design. Okay, so that is the qualitative we can tell. The next one is a experimental research design. That is a experimental research. Experimental in the sense we can identify, that is there are two groups are there. One is a control group, that is a manipulative, and one is for the independent group. Independent group, you know that already we have studied so many this one review of literature. So in that we have studied controlled group and the independent group. Independent group we are not doing anything. So one we can tell that this one you have seen that Complan ad and all. So in that one group they will drink Complan and one group they won't drink the Complan. So what happened? The Complan group people, they will grow more faster than the independent group. Okay, so that is the proof of the study. So we have to take it in that experimental research design is, one is a manipulative group is there, one is a independent group is there. Manipulative means we are calling as a control group. That control group we are feeding. Okay, not only for feeding, for other things also. We can, when we have studied that time, we have taken that is that groundnut candy. Okay, for pregnant mother, for anemia patients, if you are giving this one groundnut candy, how the HB is increasing. So we are proving that. So when one control group, one is a this one independent group. So for control group we are giving that groundnut candy, and other people, the independent group, we are not telling anything. Okay, so as usual is there. So after 1 month when we are checking this groundnut candy, those who have taken, that people HB was increased, and this one independent group people, there is a no HB may increase or may not increase. Okay, so that is, we are proving that study. That is called, we are calling as a experimental research design. And non-experimental research design is there. That is there is a no experiment, only we are assessing. Okay, this is what you are doing. Yeah, okay, how you are checking the weight. Even if we are going for the Anganwadi, they will check the weight of the children and they will give that some food. Okay, for increasing the weight and increase the HB level. You have seen, no, when your places are, they will give that in Anganwadi, they will give some, but here in Karnataka they are giving some, this one, no, ground, not green gram, green moong dal they are giving. Okay, so like that each state it may be different, but your state and all what they are giving I don't know. But in Tamil Nadu they will give that some this one, what else, no, like sattu maavu will tell. Okay, so they are giving that one, so it will increase the weight of the child. So that is, we are not doing anything, just we are observing. That is, we are calling as a non-experimental design. Then next one is a randomization. Randomization, it is nothing, that is when you are observing, randomly you are picking somebody and you are assessing so many things, whatever your criteria. According to your criteria, when you are checking whether the child got to increase the weight or decrease the weight, when you are assessing, you come to know that, that's all. But you are not, when the child is underweight, means you cannot treat, or you cannot give any rationalization, or you cannot do any implementations, or you cannot plan anything, just observing. Okay, that is, we are calling as a randomization. Okay, manipulation is nothing, that is already I have said in the experimental. Okay, manipulation in the sense, that is what we are taking. So manipulation, one group we are control group. So in that control group, what we are doing, the process of holding constant and confounding influences on the dependent variables under the study. So what you have doing, what you are going to do that particular group. Okay, that group we are, what you are doing, that process is called manipulation. Understood? What you are going to do, you are going to do something, but what is the process? The process only is called manipulation. Okay, then next one is confounding variables. Confounding variables is nothing, that is extraneous variables. Okay, we are having dependent variables and independent variables and the extraneous variables. Extraneous variables you will study in your this one, what else, no, variables you will study, sampling and all. Okay, during that time you can see. Okay, so research is nothing, that is research design is, it's a blueprint for conducting the study that maximize the control over the factor that could be interfere with the validity of findings. Okay, so that is called research design. Okay, in that, the design of the study is the end result of the series of decision making by the researcher concerning how the study will be implemented, how your study is implemented. So it is just like a planning, how you are doing nursing process, like what else, nursing, this one, assessment, nursing diagnosis, then expected outcome, planning, implementation, rational and evaluation. Same thing only here also, the research design is what you are making the design, that is a blueprint. Already I have said that blueprint. In that, when you are seeing that blueprint, you come to know that complete study. Okay, so when you are going for your PG examination, after the PG examination practical, so they will take that research design only. So the research design they will take, and from that they will ask that how it came, what are all the things you have done, and what implementations you have done. So like that only, with the research design they will ask a lot of questions. Okay, so when you are nowadays, for you project is a group project, but a group project there is a no practical examination. Here it is, the research design is closely associated with the framework of the study and guides planning and implementation of the study. As a blueprint, the design is not specific to the particular study. The design is a broad pattern or guide that can be applied to many studies. Okay, so you cannot, no, I have applied this research design, so the research design will come like this only. So like that, you know that, but it's applicable for other studies also. Okay, so using the problem statement, framework, research questions and clarify the defined variables, the design can be mapped out to provide the detailed research plan for data collection and analysis. Okay, the research plan specifically direct the implementations of the study. Decision regarding the questions lead to be development of design. Okay, once again I'll tell you, the using the problem statement, frameworks, research questions and clearly defined statistics, clearly defined variables and statistics, design can be mapped out to provide the detailed research plan for the data collection, how to collect the data collection. Okay, so these are all the things are there when you are doing the research design. So when you are present in the college, I can show that how to prepare that research design, but it's unfair, like we are not getting you. So anyhow, I will tell you. So how much you are understanding, you can understand, but when you are coming to the college, then you can get it from the library. Okay, what are all the characteristics of good research? The characteristics of good research is, first one is appropriateness for research question. It should be, when you are selecting the research design, it should be appropriate for your research question. So research question, when they are asking research question, it should be given answer by the research design. Okay, when you are, if the researcher, what sample they have used, so from there only it is mentioned, that is a what type of sample you have taken. Understood? So this is the research design should be appropriate to the questions being asked. Generally, a given research problem can be handled adequately with the number of different design. Okay, so that the researcher typically have some flexibility and selecting the design. So we cannot like rigidity, we can, oh, I have to select this design only. So according to that, what are all the things are coming, then we cannot make it. So it should be flexible. Now you have taken like this one, toddler of mother, that is mothers of toddler, that is a primipara. Okay, so when you are taking that primipara and the mothers of under 5, like mothers of toddler, so if you are not getting, so what we should do? So we can go when the child is end of the toddler and enter into the preschool. So that mother also we can take. It is not true, it is not correct, but flexibility. Okay, for example, if I am telling, that is a flexibility. When you are taking that, only your study is considering about the toddler, but when the toddlers, mothers of toddlers are not getting, so what you have to do, end of the toddler, but the child is enter into the preschool. So during that type of mothers also we can include, because our study will get the bias, because when you are getting less mothers, so automatically your study will go for the bias. So for prevention of that, we have to take it for that preschooler mother also, but you cannot tell that is preschooler mother, you can consider as a toddler mother. Understood? Okay, so next one, so that the researcher typically has some flexibility in selecting the design, yet many designs will be unsuitable for dealing with the research problem. That is what I said now, same thing only they have given clearly. Okay, then lack of bias. Lack of bias, how will come? So first one is the questionnaires. The questionnaires is minimum questionnaire. So always when we are taking the questionnaire and when we are taking the classes, we are telling that is maximum is 40, minimum is 40 questions. So you should not go for the even numbers, odd numbers. You can go for the even numbers like a 40, 60. So if your question is 30 means, we can expect the bias. Even for 20 question 20 also, you will go for the bias. So for that, madam, even numbers is 10 also, even numbers like that you can ask. but less questions are making more bias. Okay, less questioner is making more bias. So to prevention of that only, we are taking like a 40-60 questions. So 40 questions is maximum. For maximum all the people are taking 40 questions only. So 40 questions are, it's good, but making this one bias will be less. Okay, so bias, how to, the second characteristics of the good research design is that it results in the data that are not biased. Bias can be operated in a variety of ways. Okay, the most obvious source of bias is the allocation of subjects in the group. What are all the subjects you are taking? Okay, bias, the risk of bias is always present in studies in which the data are collected by means of observation. The researchers' preconception might unconsciously bias the objective collections of data. Okay, what is your objectives? Okay, depends upon your objectives, we are getting bias or we are not getting bias. Okay, what is your objective? First one is, you have to take it as a, what is it, what is the sample is, what is the characteristics. Okay, so as it is, you are accepting. If you are taking like a mothers of toddler, so what is the characteristics, what is their intention? Like a subject is like a play material. Okay, play material, how much they are having knowledge about the play material. Okay, that is we are observing. That is first one, to assess the knowledge of play material of the mothers of toddler. Okay, that is the first objective. Okay, so what is the subject? That is I am telling. Okay, the next one is, what is you are going to do? What is you are going to do? You are, whether you are going to, your study, you are going to prove that study. That is, I am going to STP, or otherwise I am going to evaluate self-instructional module, or otherwise what you are going to do. Otherwise you are going for the video teaching, or you are going to give that interview technique, or otherwise you are going to teach in the home. So like a lot of areas are there what you are going to implement your study. So when you are doing this study, okay, when you are going to do this study, it should be experiment. That is, you are going to do that procedure. Okay, that procedure we are calling as a teaching. Okay, teaching method. That is a method, you are teaching some method. So according to that method, how you are getting the bias. So whenever possible, the double-blinded procedures are highly recommended. So double-blinded in the sense, first what you are going to do, first you have to assess, then afterwards you are doing something, and afterwards you are getting the results. Maximum for analysis and other things, analysis and results finding. So this two will find out from the post test. Okay, pre-test and the post-test are there, that you will study later. Okay, in the pre-test, what you are going to assess, and after that pre-test, after assessing the pre-test, you are going to implement some methods of teaching. So afterwards, after methods of teaching taught, then we can come for the again examination. How you have conducted the pre-test, same thing we have to conduct the post-test. So when you are assessing the post-test, and we can assess the knowledge of pre-test and compare the study pre-test and the post-test knowledge. The knowledge, whether your knowledge, the parents' knowledge is increased or decreased. So how you are assessing. So depends upon that only we are seeing that lack of bias. Then next one is a precision. Precision in the sense it's used to present context, refers to the appropriateness of the study. It is useful for your statistical and analysis of the data. Okay, then next one is a the time dimension. Okay, the time dimension is two types of time dimension is there. One is for the cross-sectional design and the longitudinal design. Cross-sectional design, it is mainly used for the qualitative study. That is a qualitative study in the sense, already I said, in the sky whatever they are doing, in the mud they are doing, and this one what else, no, the satellite, how it is working, like that. Okay, in the longitudinal study, it is a short term, and how it is a more than one view, like for if you are taking for cross sectional study, that is only one point, like mud is having iron. Okay, so when they are digging and when how the iron is present in the top layer and the middle layer and the inner layer, they will find out the iron. Only one part they have find out, but in the longitudinal more than one part we are doing all that. Okay, more than one part, what are all the things, like sources of information regarding epilepsy, what they know regarding epilepsy, what are all the management they have done. So these are all the many objectives we have to prepare, and we are asking the questions, that is we are calling as a longitudinal design. Okay, so now I am going to take about the qualitative research design. Before that I will take this one, what else, no, like experimental, the research design. Okay, so research approach and research design. So in that research approach I am taking, in that two types of research designs are there. Okay, so research designs are two types. One is a qualitative and the quantitative. So first one, when we are going to the quantitative research design, in that quantitative research design, that is we already I said, that is they will do in the phenomenological and ethnography, grounded theory, historical and case studies. Okay, so these are all the theories we are calling as a qualitative research design. Okay, these are all the things, like a historical, how when they have lived and what are all the things they have done, and what are all the, like you have seen some picture also, no, like Padmavati in Hindi. Okay, Padmavati, in that historical, that Alauddin Khilji, how the Alauddin Khilji, how he was, and what are all the things were happened. So in the historical they are assessing. Understood? Then ground theory, already I said, and ethnography and phenomenological and case study. Some of the things, some of the people, they have done the case study on leprosy or TB. Then afterwards, what was after that, how it was implemented, and what are all the things they have taken, how it was implemented, and what are all the promotions they got it. That is a qualitative. Now we are going to see about the quantitative research design. Quantitative research design, in that we are having experimental and the non-experimental. Okay, first one is when we are going for the non-experimental design. So a non-experimental, that is a survey and correlation, comparative and methodological. So these are all the four designs are there in the non-experimental. Okay, in that we are having, once again I'll tell you, that non-experimental we are having survey, correlational, comparative and methodological. In that survey method we are having three types, that is a descriptive explanation, explanatory and comparative. Understood? Okay, so survey method, non-experimental. Okay, survey method is only just observing. They are not doing any implementations, they are not doing any planning or nothing else. They are doing that assessing, that's all, what previously what they have done, and what are all the things, only observe. So now present condition is what, for example I can tell you polio. Okay, polio is like a case study only. Okay, so when we are taking polio, before it was, I have seen lot of people with handicapped with the leg because of polio affected so many people. Nowadays we are not able to see that polio, because they have given that WHO, they have given that live attenuated vaccines, and to prevention of polio. So now that is a present condition is what is the polio rate, and previously 10 years back what is the polio rate, how many members are affected with polio, now at present how many members are affected with the polio. So these are all just observing, they are not doing anything. Understood? Just observing and they are writing the report. So these are all the things these are all the findings we have found. So that's all. That is we are calling as a descriptive. Then explanatory, already the same thing only, how they are explaining, before it was how they are comparing. Understood? So that is called non-experimental. Now we are coming to move to experimental. Experimental design we are having, okay, true experimental, quasi-experimental and pre-experimental. Okay, so true experimental, already I said, when you are doing a PhD in nursing. So that is we have to do that true experimental. That is already I said that manipulative group and the independent group. Manipulative group, what is it? So example I have given that Complan advertisement. Okay, Complan, same thing only, we have to do true experimental. Okay, I am when we have studied in the first year MSc, we have taken that groundnut cake. Okay, groundnut cake, not groundnut candy. We have given groundnut candy for the pregnant mother, and one group we have given groundnut candy and one group we didn't give. So what after 1 month we have assessed that the groundnut candy, those who have taken that HB was increased. That is we are calling as a true experimental. Okay, then next one is a quasi experimental. Okay, quasi experimental is nothing, that is one group we are taking. There is a no comparison, that is only one group we are taking. In that one group we are assessing the first knowledge, then we are teaching something, and afterwards we are post evaluation. So how they have improved their knowledge, and how they have, whether they have got the enough knowledge. So this is we are calling as a quasi experimental. Okay, in that quasi experimental we are having two types, that is a non-equivalent control group design and a time sensors design. Non-equivalent control design is nothing, that is the group of people, there is a no samples are not in the limitations. Okay, there is a no limitations of the samples. So sometimes when you are assessing pre-test is for 40 people means, so when you are giving a teaching, so maybe 100 people they may come and sit. So afterwards you are doing post test for 100 students, 100 mothers. So that is we are calling as it is a non-equivalent control group design. Then next one is a time series design. Time series design in the sense like a first what you are giving pre-test, and 2 weeks you are waiting for teaching. So not teaching, for post-test. When you are doing pre-test after that immediately you are giving the teaching. So after teaching, so 2 weeks or 1 week, minimum is 1 week. So after 1 week you are assessing the post-test. That is a time series design. Okay, in that true experimental, first one I said pre-test and post-test control group, and post-test only control group. So mainly our people, our quantitative study, what we are doing is post-test knowledge only we can assess. So post-test knowledge, when we are assessing, we won't get the bias. But when you are assessing the pre-test, maybe we are getting the bias, more bias we are getting. So for that, to prevention of so depends upon this one, it is a hypothesis, how you are preparing the hypothesis. Your hypothesis, you should be prove that our designs are good, so there is a no bias. Understood? Then next one is a Solomon 4 group design. That is I will find out and tell you, that is even I also forget when. Okay, so these are all the designs are there in the research approach and the design. Once again I will tell you, that is a quantitative and the qualitative research are there. In that qualitative research we are having, that is a phenomenological theory, phenomenological and ethnography, grounded theory, historical and case studies. Okay, so that is a qualitative study. Then quantitative research design is non-experimental and the experimental are there. Experimental, survey, correlative, comparative and methodological. Okay, in that survey method we are having 3 types, that is a descriptive explanation, explanatory and the comparison. Okay, then experimental group we are having true experimental, quasi experimental and pre-experimental. In that true experimental we are having pre-test, post-test control group, post-test only control group and the Solomon 4 group theory. That 4 group theory I will find out and tell you. Okay, quasi experimental we are having 2 group, that is a non-equivalent control group design and time series design. So till now I hope you have understood, that is some of the definitions. What do you mean by research design, and what are all the characteristics of good design, and what is the time dimensions and qualitative research approach. Okay, hope you are understanding. Next class I will take regarding the experimental design, characteristics of true experimental. Hope you have understood. Okay, go through the study. Please take down the notes and read properly and study well. Okay, understood? Okay, so then the next one is one more thing, important thing, that is hereafter Bindya madam is your class coordinator. Okay, so no more Shailaja madam. Shailaja madam, she has resigned the job because of her personal issues. So now today onwards your Bindya madam is in charge for third years. Understood? If it is any doubt or any whatever you want to speak, you can send a message to the Bindya madam. Okay, bye, take care.